Well, it's a nice afternoon, the sun is out, so I thought I'd make a short video about Cowley rectory and our home here for the past 6 years. This is a very sharp corner where people come into Cowley village, and one of the innovations that Margaret and I made was to install a little bench here for hikers who come down the Churn Valley Way from that direction over there. So moving around, entering into the gardens. At the moment we're blessed with very nice display of daffodils. This is a raised bed that we put in, try and tidy the place up a bit. And that's where the steps are. Another way entering into the rectory. As you can see, the fence needed a bit of treatment, a lot smarter now. And then for VE Day we put some bunting up to make it look a bit more cheerful. That's Cowley Manor across the road there, spinning round. This is how the front of the house looks in midsummer. The diocese kindly put a charging point in for me there. It's just a 13 amp plug, but enables us to keep the battery topped up on the car. Most of our visitors approach through that front entrance door. Going around the side now. Well, we have a magnolia here which looks like it's about to come into full blossom. We had a bad frost the other night, so quite pleased that the magnolia seems to have survived. Perhaps I should just say that here's one of our grandsons pointing out a hedgehog hole which we put in to give them access between the nest which they have at the front and another one at the back of the garden. Here we are walking up the side of the house, water butt here, and a few plants. Quite often in the morning we'll be sitting in the lounge and hear the tapping of birds on the patio window. And one morning we had the surprise of a family of 3 peacocks which turned up from a local farm, and they were with us for about 2 weeks. But they never actually displayed in quite this spectacular way with the wonderful blue and green iridescent colours. And I heard somewhere that Charles Darwin believed that this was the male's way of attracting a mate. I'm currently getting rid of a lot of files, so this incinerator is quite useful. And then here we have another good display of daffodils. You may wonder what a Belisha beacon's doing there, hanging in the garden, and that's to keep the squirrels off the peanuts which Margaret puts into there, and it's worked very well. It's the only thing we've really found that's kept the squirrels off. We put that edging in there all the way along, which was previously quite a rough area. And as we come up the garden, these are hellebore. Quite nice, aren't they? Over here, there's tiny little flowers with the mottled leaves. These are pumonaria. Our next door neighbour keeps chickens, and one morning we were surprised to see foxes roaming around our garden, probably waiting for an opportunity to jump over the wall. But they stayed for over an hour, and I managed to take this picture through a pair of binoculars, just pointing the iPhone down through the lens. Turned out quite well. We planted this hedge a while ago and it seems to be maturing very nicely. When we first arrived there was such a wilderness at the back in the top left corner that we thought it was a triangular garden, but with a bit of work we were able to clear all that out of the way. Rather spectacular fire, and then we got a rotavator and churned everything up, made it level and reseeded it. There's our patch for fruit bushes. Some of them are still to emerge from the ground, and over there a vegetable patch. Keep it covered over at this time of year. Sweeping around the garden. So that's a nice place to sit out in the sunshine, have a cup of tea. This is how it looks in the summertime. Bit of shade from the big apple tree, which is usually very prolific, and the smaller apple tree over on the right. But we've also put up lots of nesting boxes, and they've always been used the past 6 years that we've been here. Over here we have an attempt at a heron, and then mostly daffodils around the huge beech tree, but I noticed there's a tulip slipped in there. Beech tree is magnificent and it's in full leaf. Beautiful beech, and it stays like that from May through to end of September. We've planted these shrubs here, and primroses blooming there, and just around this area we obtained what was left of a bale, a straw bale from Clattinger, and so we get wild flowers growing up there from late spring onwards. So here's some more of those primroses, and lovely plum tree. It looks like there's a bird's nest up there. The plum tree's been very fruitful. Well, it's intermittent, to be honest. And then just today I moved the bird bath over to this position next to the bird feeders. So that's what's left of our wood store. But with only 2 months or so to go, that should keep us warm for the remaining period before I'm due to retire.